Overdrive. Today we drive India's longest range electric vehicle. We take a look at what makes the Skoda Kushaq one of the safest cars in India and tell you why the Defender 90 should be your pick in the luxury SUV space. Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I am Soini Dutt. The Mercedes-Benz EQS is now India's longest range EV. It offers you an ARAI certified driving range of 587 kilometers. It's time for us to find out how it feels like to drive on our Indian roads.
We recently showed you how the best car in the world, the Mercedes-Maybach S580, is assembled right here in India. Now at this very facility, Mercedes-Benz has also started assembly of the EQS, an electrified S-Class of sorts.
You see, this is a big deal because the EQS is all electric, which means that to assemble this car, the Mercedes-Benz India plant and all the technicians working there have had to upgrade their components, processes and skill sets respectively. And now, the plant in Pune is the only second place in the whole world where the EQS is assembled. So that for every Indian is a proud moment.
As you walk up to the India spec car with a chest full of pride, the EQS door handles automatically pop out. Specify the magic doors and the door will automatically open too.
I quite like the design of these frameless doors. That, coupled with the wedge-shaped silhouette that this car casts, it gives the EQS the vibe of a four-door coupe. And unlike conventional electric cars, the charging equipment isn't under the bonnet but is under the floor in the boot. And the boot itself is quite massive.
The stubby nose and boot also maximize the cabin space.
So what that means is, despite the coupe-ish form, the space is actually not that bad. In fact, it's excellent. Now, the wheelbase may not be as long as the long wheelbase S-Class sold to us, but it is longer than the standard wheelbase S-Class sold globally. That said, the India spec E-Class or S-Class will continue to offer you better space and a grander experience back here. Because of the coupe-ish roofline, it does eat into a bit of the headroom, especially if you're over 6 feet tall.
Those who still prefer to be driven around in this car get a tablet to control the massage and the ambient lighting functions. They can recline the seats by a fair degree, relax on the soft pillows, and even get a view of the sky through the panoramic roof. It still feels very much like the rear seat of a Mercedes-Benz in that sense. But this car is aimed at those who prefer being behind the wheel.
You see, the EQS has to compete with not one, but two S's. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class and the Tesla Model S. So it has to achieve that midway point, that balance. So for beginners, the exterior form, the shape of the car, it manages to have an aerodynamic efficiency of 0.2 CD. That's marginally more slippery than the Tesla Model S. Now, of course, for you and I, the drag coefficient, that's not a number that matters much. But that aerodynamic efficiency, coupled with the 107.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack that this car runs on, you get a phenomenal range of an ARAI-backed 857 kilometers. That's massive. The other number that might matter to you is acceleration. Of course, it's not as quick as some of the ridiculously quick variants of the Tesla Model S, but it is still pretty quick. 0 to 100 comes up in 4.2 seconds. That's quick. Our tested figure in our not so usual testing conditions has been 4.6 seconds. So yeah, it is quick and it feels quick. And that's the beauty of it. It can be calm, laid back as and when you want it, or if you just want brisk performance, it's there.
While the EQS is brisk, the top speed is limited to 210 kilometers an hour to maximize range. This car also has the most dynamic accelerator pedal I have ever experienced. It feels heavy and restrained in the eco mode and a lot freer and responsive as you make your way up to the sport mode. The sport mode, as you expect, stiffens the chassis a bit. The on-demand electric all-wheel drive achieved by placing an electric motor on each axle provides excellent grip, and around bends it doesn't have the understeer of a conventional all-wheel drive. but the EQS is a car that is best enjoyed in the comfort mode.
As I already showed you, the rear seat is not as grand, but it does feel quite luxurious. This massive infotainment screen, I'm really loving it. The more I use it, the more I fall in love with it. This is the largest satellite navigation screen I've ever seen. This is the largest CarPlay screen that I've ever seen. It's just huge. So in terms of navigation, this is really good. It also lets you download and install apps. Like for example, there is Tetris that comes bundled on this. So whenever you're getting bored, you can just play Tetris, not while you're on the move. It automatically disables that, not just on the main screen, but also on the passenger screen. Now, because this car claims to be the S-Class of the electrified Mercedes-Benz cars, it obviously has to be big on technology, right? And there are some really cool features, one of which I think which gives you a great quality of life improvement is the adaptive ride height. Now, this feature is something that we've seen in other Mercedes-Benz cars as well, where you can raise the car to go over a speed hump or even to tackle potholes, etc. The cool feature, however, with the EQS is when you do that, if it's on your regular route, when you do that, you can actually add it. You can actually geotag a particular pothole or geotag a speed breaker in the satellite navigation system itself. So the next time you approach that pothole or the speed hump, it already knows about it and it gives you the option to raise the height of the car even before you approach it. How cool is that?
While the locally assembled S-Class dropped the rear wheel steering, the EQS doesn't. For those unaware of this feature, it practically alters the wheelbase to make the car more agile. While cornering at high speeds, for example, the rear wheels will steer in the same direction as the front to arc a sharper line through the bend. While at slower speeds or while making U-turns, the rear wheels point in a direction opposite to the front to mimic the effect of a shorter wheelbase and make for a lesser turning radius. Being the S-Class of EVs, the EQS also comes with a plethora of safety features, including Level 2 ADAS functions like adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, forward collision warning, and automated braking, while the cabin is protected with 9 airbags. At Rs 1.55 crore, the EQS undercuts the S-Class by a fair margin. And while it isn't an apple-to-apple comparison, head honchos who want to make a statement about going green and yet want to arrive in style will find a lot of value in the EQS without compromising on the tech of a modern-day Mercedes-Benz. And with the kind of range it promises, it is the luxury EV to buy right now.
EV subsidies means that the EQS 580 is a lot more affordable than the S-Class even in India. In fact, the EQS 580 received 300 bookings within 2 weeks of its launch. That's quite a number, right? We'll take a very quick break here on the show, but coming up on the other side, we tell you why the Skoda Kushaq is one of the safest cars in India today.
Industry captains talk about employee development, engagement, and the role of technology in making HR practices future ready. Watch Redefining CS, the edge of collaboration platform, powered by Zoom at this time, only on CNBC-TV18.
Well, Nigel, 2021 has been such an interesting year for our markets, right? So many IPOs, new age businesses, and massive listing gains.
And with them came so many new questions and jargons to decode.
You know what we should do, Nigel? We should take a deep dive into these companies, understand the businesses, and break it down for our viewers.
Well, and along with that, we'll also understand the triggers and the risks that lie ahead. We'll also get in the managements to understand their strategies.
So Nigel has decided, right? Let's look at all these businesses in our special series, Inside Out.
Inside Out, at these times.
Money speaks only one language. If you save me today, I'll save you tomorrow. If you invest me wisely, I'll build you a better future. Understand the language of money the easy and simple way. Make friends with money on Money, Money, Money. Every Monday at 3:30 p.m. only on CNBC-TV18.
watching Overdrive. Now, safety measures in cars can be active or passive, and automobile manufacturers are working all their might in providing you and me with the safest cars on road. One such manufacturer who has just received a 5-star safety rating in adult and child protection at the Global NCAP has been the Skoda Kushaq. So let's find out what makes this car one of the safest cars in India today.
The Global New Car Assessment Program, or Global NCAP, is a major project of the Towards Zero Foundation, a UK-registered charity. Global NCAP promotes the universal adoption of the United Nations Motor Vehicle Safety Standards worldwide. In January 2014, Global NCAP started their popular Safer Cars for India project. This led to the much-needed monitoring of the crashworthiness of cars in India.
One of Global NCAP's major objectives is to assess impact performance of cars and provide consumers with the information on the car's safety standards in an easily recognizable form of stars. And this has become a global standard and a go-to measure for all car manufacturers who want to make their cars safer.
Automotive safety is a growing concern in India. We have a reputation of being one of the most unsafe countries with regards to road safety. Millions in India die due to road accidents every year, and Global NCAP as well as the Government of India is working hard to reduce this number by encouraging manufacturers to adopt higher standards of safety in their cars. This has recently led to the Skoda Kushaq earning the highest safety rating ever earned by a car manufactured in India. With a score of 29.64 out of 34 for adult safety and 42 out of 49 for child safety, the Kushaq has achieved a new milestone for Made in India cars, and this tells us that the future of safety and mobility is in good hands.
The Skoda Kushaq has achieved 5 stars on GNCAP for adult protection and 5 stars for child occupant protection, becoming the first car ever to have achieved so. And this it has done under newer and stricter parameters of the GNCAP, which now covers frontal and side crash protection, child protection, safety assist and other safety features.
With a strong and crash-absorbent body shell, the stable Kushaq provides optimum protection to adults in front of the car. In the side impact test, the Kushaq showed optimum safety with curtain airbags. With ISOFIX mounts as standard, it is easy to install child seats in the rear. This prevents head exposure in both frontal and side impact conditions, keeping children safe. This was assisted by 3-point belts, which are available in all seating positions across all variants of the Kushaq.
Another benchmark attained by the safety features of the Skoda Kushaq are seen in the side impact testing of the vehicle.
The results showed that the advanced airbag system, part of the 6 airbags package on offer, is thoroughly efficient and mitigates several injuries. Features like electronic stability control, ABS and easy to install ISOFIX points for child safety further enhances safety within the Kushaq.
Yes, this is the safest family car in the market right now, but that does not allow you to drive unsafe. Follow road restrictions, follow all safety measures and drive safe. And be rest assured that the Skoda Kushaq is going to take care of the rest.
There's more that Skoda adds to the Kushaq suite of safety features. Traction control for better control on slippery surfaces, electronic locking differential for enhanced stability while cornering, rollover protection that mitigates the chances of the vehicle tumbling onto its side, multi-collision braking and even hill hold assist. And all these work together to ensure you that you and your family stay safe in a Skoda.
It's a proud moment for Skoda to have achieved such successes in a car that was specifically designed, developed and produced in India. And for us Indians, it's a matter of pride to see India becoming a hub of manufacturing, development and production of world-class cars. And this is the only way towards safer mobility in the country.
Well, if you enjoy taking your SUV off-road but also enjoy being in the lap of luxury, then the Land Rover Defender might just be the SUV you're looking for. But which one would you pick? The long wheelbase variant or the short wheelbase variant? We'll be back after this short break to tell you which SUV you should put your money on.